Hello my friends. My name is Bot Mathematician, and this is Holomancer.
We are very happy to see you all again.
Today we will share with you the results of our large-scale research project, and answer the question of whether or not it is possible to assemble a complete collection of cards in the standard mode without spending money.
According to the results of our past survey, players do not have an unambiguous opinion on this issue. Most respondents who believe that this is possible are convinced that this can be achieved through the arena. We decided to consider this issue in the context of the new Saviors of Uldum expansion.
Many players believe that a complete collection of cards is not absolutely necessary, despite the fact that Hearthstone is a collectible card game.
No doubt Hearthstone has a lot of cards that you will never use. But on the other hand, we have the Rise of Shadows set, in which all of the legendary cards have found their place. In addition, the developers began to impose buffs for useless cards. For these reasons, we consider this issue relevant.
So, how many packs do we need to build the entire card collection of every Hearthstone expansion?
This is an excellent question, Reporter Dora. Let's start with this. Each set contains the same number of cards. You need to purchase about 260 packs, or spend 26,000 gold to get them all. Provided that you disenchant all extra copies and golden cards, and then craft the missing cards.
Since the beginning of the current year, adventures are no longer free. For 2,800 gold, you get access to a full adventure, plus 16 packs and 1 golden pack, plus 1 additional golden legendary card. Since we want to collect a full set, this legendary card is also necessary for us. Now we need 270 packs instead of 260 for a complete collection, which will cost you $313.
In Hearthstone, players receive different types of resources: gold, cards, dust, arena tickets, and of course, packs. Each of these resources have a specific value.
For example, a pack costs 100 gold. On average, each pack contains 5 cards that you can disenchant for 100 dust. A golden rare card also costs 100 dust.
But there is one very important nuance. Despite the same cost, a new pack is not equal to an old pack.
A classic pack cannot be equated to a pack that has just been introduced into the game. Since the more packs you open, the less benefits you will get with each subsequent pack.
For example, you will most likely already have the cards from classic packs, so you can disenchant them all into dust.
As we said, we need to spend 27,000 gold to get the entire collection in a set, but if we want to create the entire collection from dust, we will spend not 27,000, but 70,000 dust. Thus, 2.5 classic packs are equated to 1 new pack.
For this reason, gold is the most valuable free resource, since you can choose the most profitable pack just for you.
So, we will divide all resources into 2 categories: gold for the purchase of packs, and dust from disenchanted resources.
We have already figured out the total number of packs. Now let's consider the amount of resources we have received between the release of Rise of Shadows and before the release of Saviors of Uldum. We carefully took notes of each quest, award, and gift.
Let's start with daily quests. Daily quests remain the most important source of your gold. Here are the statistics we managed to get for more than 3 months. In 74% of cases you will receive quests for 50 gold. Slightly more than 1% is a chance to get a quest for 80 gold for yourself and a friend, and almost 7.5% to get a quest for 100 gold or a classic pack.
On average, each player receives 56 gold per day. If you constantly change quests, this will allow you to earn 9% more, about 61 gold coins per day.
The period between switching is always 4 months. The period between the Rise of Shadows and Uldum is 119 days. During this time, you will receive 7,300 gold.
The second important source of gold is wins in play mode. You can obtain up to 100 gold per day. Every 3 victories rewards 10 gold, so you would have to win 30 games in a single day to gain the maximum 100 gold per day.
Thus, in 119 days you can earn 11,900 gold.
Holy Yogg Saron, is it possible to win 30 games a day?
Everything is possible in Hearthstone. We calculated how much time you need for this.
First, you need a very aggressive and effective deck. For example, we took Mech Hunter and Murloc Shaman from our past video. You will need to spend more than 6 hours a day in standard mode. You will need to play approximately 51 games, of which 60% you will win.
In other words, for the 4-month period between expansions, you will have to spend 30 days playing without stopping.
In wild mode, you will need significantly less time. About 4.5 hours, if you choose the fastest and most effective deck. In our case we took Odd Paladin. You will need to spend 45 games. Around 70% of which you will win.
You can also reduce the time you need, and increase your win rate, if you play in low ranks. But even if you have 100% wins, you will need to spend at least 2 hours a day playing.
The Hearthstone mathematics team warns you about the dangers of such a method. If you play so much every day, it's likely that you will lose your job and eventually you will become a streamer. Use your time wisely.
Every month we get a reward for achieving ranks. If you play often enough, it will not be difficult to reach the 5th rank. For this achievement, you will receive a golden epic card and 2 golden commons. In other words, you get 500 dust. For 4 months you can get 2000 dust.
But what about the arena? Readers of our newspaper believe that this is the fastest way to collect resources.
And they are absolutely right. Arena is hands down the easiest way to get resources, and if you can get to a certain skill level in this mode, you can earn all rewards for free. Many players choose to invest all of their hard-earned gold in the arena instead of buying packs from the shop. But there is only one very important drawback: being good at arena isn't that easy.
Is the arena so profitable?
This is a good question. Let's look at a couple of examples. As you know, entry into the arena costs 150 gold. Suppose you get an average of 7 wins each time. This means you are guaranteed to get your invested 150 gold back, and you will also receive 1 pack and additional resources that are equivalent to 20 gold.
Your profit will be equivalent to 120 gold. You will need to take part in 10 games and spend about 90 minutes. In such cases, you can enter the arena an infinite number of times.
The second example, on average, you get 5 wins in the arena. This is also a very good result.
You will need to take part in 8 games and spend a little more than an hour, but in this case, you will receive 1 pack and additional resources that are equivalent to 85 gold. Your profit will be only 35 gold.
Unfortunately, the size of this award is not enough to enter the arena again.
There is another disadvantage of the arena. You will have to wait for the release of the new expansion to be able to receive current packs as a reward. In this case, you will be collecting a collection for a sufficiently long time after the release of the new set.
Of course, if you get 10 to 12 victories each time, you will be fabulously rich. But unfortunately this is very unlikely.
Let's talk about another source of resources. Every Wednesday we get a new Tavern Brawl. In total for the period between expansions, we have the opportunity to take part in 17 Tavern Brawls and get 17 packs. Unfortunately, most often you will receive a classic pack, the contents of which you will have to disenchant into dust. This way you get 1700 dust.
Many players forget that the developers give us a considerable amount of resources during special events. During 4 months, players received resources that are equivalent to more than 5,000 dust.
First of all, this includes awards for the celebration of Nobelgarden, the Fire Festival and gifts for the Rise of Shadows release. In addition, we received many different awards for Hearthstone Championship, such as awards for voting for your champions, as well as rewards for watching streams on Twitch.
And so let's summarize. Completing quests gave us 7,300 gold, plus 11,900 gold for 30 victories every day. For this amount of gold we will be able to purchase 192 packs. We will get 10 legendary cards and 38 epics. In addition to this, we will receive 1 legendary card as a gift during the release of the new expansion.
This is certainly not enough for a complete collection. Even if we disenchant all unnecessary copies and golden cards, we still need to invest an additional 20,000 dust to craft the missing cards.
Let's calculate all the dust that we got over 4 months.
So we received 5,300 dust for special events, plus 1,700 dust for Tavern Brawls and 2,000 dust for rank rewards. In total, this is 9,000 dust. We still lack 4,000 gold to buy 40 packs for more legendaries and epics or 11,000 dust to craft missing cards.
It seems most of the players were right. It is impossible to collect the entire collection of even one expansion in 4 months, despite all the efforts.
Actually, this is not true. There remains one last source of resources that will help you get the missing gold.
Are you serious? What could it be?
Yes, we are absolutely serious. The latest source of gold is the Play a Friend quest. This quest can be offered to you by your friend and together you both get 80 gold. This component of the game economy has only one drawback: you cannot predict the receipt of this quest.
All you need is to get at least 50 invitations from your friends. It is very difficult but absolutely real. Invite your friends to Hearthstone and make new acquaintances.
So let's announce the conclusions.
An entire standard card collection for free is possible, but it is very difficult.
It is technically possible, but in practice, it is almost impossible without friends.
It doesn't really matter if you're a novice or a veteran. In any case, you will have to spend a huge amount of time, at least 2 years for this. Of course, if you are an ingenious arena player, you can earn much more resources and much faster.
Even if you do not have the opportunity to spend a lot of time in the game, you still get enough free resources for a very good collection if you just complete quests, take part in events, and move along ladder.
In this case, you will be able to open more than 100 new packs and get enough dust.
What do you think about these statistics? How many battles do you do every day?
We created a YouTube poll. Find the button on the screen, please vote.
Alright, that's all for today. Thank you for being with us.
And special thanks to Chris for text editing.
We will meet in new videos.
Good luck.